Anyway, hi. It's great to be back here with part two of celebrating God's goodness. 1 year of um, doing ministry, the church plant, and we started off yesterday, and I promised that we will do a part two, or we will also um, share a bit more. One of the things people always talk about in these times, like, it's a real talk, whatever that means. As in, you get into, hello Ilona, he said you get into
the
the nitty gritties. You see, my challenge with the whole subject is that when people get into the nitty gritties, it means that they have assumed that there are challenges. So you talk about the challenges because people are a lot more comfortable with hearing the challenges. There's nothing wrong with it. But I also feel that it can push people to start making up challenges where there are no challenges. What I always say is that life has a lot of unavoidable challenges that you cannot prevent. But I believe God in His wisdom has also given us the power to make choices that will alleviate most. There are some challenges that are avoidable.
Right.
So we say 1 year of God's faithfulness. I just walked out of a meeting. We have our Friday prayer meetings on WhatsApp, and I just walked out of a meeting. I was telling the brother I was praying with that I am so thankful that after 1 year of doing this, the grace of God on our lives is not depleted. We don't feel stretched. We don't feel wasted. Not because there has been no challenges, but because we have learned to rest in God. And even things like, we can keep it as real as even things like my wife having an emergency C-section. And I'm saying that because my wife was laughing at me yesterday, so I'm going to pronounce as well. After having an emergency section on Monday and coming back to church on Sunday, and you still sang. It is not something that is particularly an easy decision, because you are stitched up, you are massively sore. You have a new baby. And so we could see that as a challenge. But I guess it's always our perspective. Instead of seeing that as a challenge, we see that as, thank God for the grace to navigate that. What do you say to that? Because of course you were the one going through that, so you can say more. Maybe I'm here talking, so maybe let us see your perspective. How have you navigated those challenges, opening your home every Sunday?
Definitely, I think the concept of having, well, I'm going to say the concept of having church at home, but the concept of home becoming church, it was quite an adjustment, obviously, because like we highlighted yesterday, you wake up on Sunday morning, you have breakfast, the morning starts like any other morning, and then all of a sudden, pretty much after breakfast, it's pretty much like, right, come on guys, we've got to get this place like set up as such, and so, for example, I have a clothes horse that I hang my washing on and my husband loves, and because of the way our house is, the place where it fits is in the front room. But of course I can't have that out on a Sunday. So, you know, certain things you have to make sure are done and that the place is presentable. Not necessarily because, oh, I'm so house proud, but you're conscious of the fact that, you know, you don't know who's coming in to the door. And so, in all intents and purposes, your home is now not your home. It's a communal space, not just for your family, but for anyone who wishes to walk through the door on a Sunday. And I think we touched on it with the kids, you know, getting them to kind of change their view on the fact of, you know, I can't just run around screaming and playing and stuff like I normally do because, you know, I'm a child and I'm in my house, but you don't have all of a sudden those freedoms that you have in your house are now taken away for a period of time, but yet you haven't left your house. So yeah, most definitely challenging, but I think by nature our whole family is quite social in that respect. We like people, we like to meet people, we like to socialize with people, we like to spend time with people. Don't get me wrong, we love our family time as well, but
we don't mind
having other people join us in that. So with in that respect, it's not bad at all. Because it's just like having a gathering every Sunday, which is lovely. But of course, there may be times where, especially, I mean, we started this, we touched on it last week, I was pregnant. So in the beginning when we started was early on in my pregnancy. And so obviously, like, I can still carry on as normal and I'm okay and stuff. And as the pregnancy progresses, I'm getting more tired myself. So now I want to sneak away and I want to go and just like, after, you know, especially them days we were having, you know, at one point we were having more kids than we had adults. And I had a full-on class. And so then after teaching the kids and leading worship, then part of me feels like I don't want to really socialize with everybody. I want to go to bed, or I want to have a bath, I want to get into bed, and I'm tired. You know, I'm pregnant, I'm tired. But I mean, I think there were definitely days where I would give in to that, and I would just find myself after service going upstairs and I leave. You know, my husband will also have, you know, more men in the congregation than women. So I would find myself, oh, well, my husband can see to the men and have his men time with the guys, and I'll just go upstairs and rest kind of thing. And there were definitely days when I gave in to that. But then there were days when I stayed and enjoyed the fellowship, and I think it's one of them that if maybe, you know, with what focus you're doing it with and you push on through that challenge, you'll receive the rewards of it or the blessings of it on the other side, if that makes sense.
Good. No, I'm glad you shared it, because I don't want it to come across as if that, well, these are the guys who have everything going hunky-dory. And because I always say I'm a very bad actor. If I'm not happy, you see, and of course my wife is probably even more so. If she's not happy, you see it. So we try our very best to allow God to work through us. And one thing God has blessed us with is our outlook to things. It's not because things don't happen, because sometimes actually after the things happen, we look back and we go like, oh my goodness, how did we deal with this situation? But we rather pay more attention on God giving us grace to go through. We don't pay as much attention to how difficult the situation is. So it's a whole glass half full, half
Oh,
empty
yeah.
situation.
Yeah.
And so that's one thing that has kept us through. And like what she was saying, I work full time, 40 hours a week. That's when I'm at work. But I'm out of the house 60 hours because it takes me 4 hours every day to make my journey. Thank God for the lockdown. I work from home. So when I'm working in central London, I leave the house at 7. Come home around 7:45, 8 p.m. So which means I must wake up at 5, pray, see the face of God, help with my children, and then leave them with my wife to continue getting them ready. 4 children, 2 who are in school. And so our normal life is not an easy lifestyle. So to add ministry the way we do it, you've either lost your mind or God has called you. Why am I saying that? Because I'm not trying to make it seem like we do a better ministry than anybody. It's just different. The ministry, especially doing ministry in your home, means that you are literally having a party or hosting every Sunday, cooking, making things available, making your home accessible to adults and children. And we've always loved having people around. And that has been a blessing. So instead of looking at how difficult it is to prepare and then do the dishes afterwards and then hoover here, and because I'm a bit of a I never want to say OCD because that's not a good thing. I like order.
Yes.
I don't like my house in a mess. So before people come, it has to be spick and span, and after they've left, it has to be for my own peace of mind. So that means that
maybe just before they leave.
Sometimes. So that means added to my full-time job, and I didn't say anything about Zina because I don't know whether I can quantify the number of hours you work as a mother. That's why I can't say Zina, because being a full-time mother, unfortunately, is looked down and despised by a generation. Now, how can a student, a lady with a university degree? Zina actually has a better grade point average than me in the university, and has the opportunity to do whatever she wants to do. But she chose, even before we got married, that this is what I want to do. This is my calling. We are losing one full income. It's a choice. We thank God for it. She chose to stay home with the children, and she's doing such a fabulous job with them. You can see it in every facet of their life. I'm not saying they are born again yet. They are not. They are still praying for their salvation.
Amen.
But they're just children. We love them. I think she's doing an excellent job. But it comes at a cost.
Yeah.
Sometimes when I look at you sitting down with them, we have 3 girls, 1 boy, doing their hair, and they are sometimes before service, and all these things. It's tasking. However, I have seen that almost without fail, every day as we enter into the service, we are energized afresh. There's a new energy God gives us. And we finish and it's like, wow, we enjoyed the service. And we fellowship with people. And the way we do ministry, like I said, if we rented a place, we would have rented it for 2-3 hours. We go, it's set. We set it up. And then, even my children, they will kind of rewire their mind that we are going to a church place. So they'll be fine. but they have their own challenges. But I'm thankful that they are learning. I'm thankful.
I mean, I think, sorry
No, no, no.
chime in, I think that, you know, the way that we do, just as you were talking, I was just reflecting, I was just like, the way that we do, you know, the ministry out of the home and stuff, it's really, truly, I was watching the video from yesterday and a lot of people were commenting about how unique it is and maybe unconventional.
Very, very
unconventional. But it is really unique because at the end of the day, what we have is the opportunity to start off really intimately. You know, for those who watch the service online, you see maybe 45 minutes to an hour of, depending on how long the preaching is, of the service, but you don't see kind of the before and after service. Obviously lockdown has kind of put a squash on that, but you know, generally before service, you know, from 2 o'clock will be when people, from about 1:30 to like 2:30 is when people are like coming in, and you know, sometimes we'll have like a cup of tea before, we'll talk to the people who have come in for the service, you know, everyone is just like, you know, socializing with each other. We'll start the service and go live, and then after we've prayed and ended the service online stops, but the service at home continues. We break bread together. You know, we find out how each other is doing, what's going on in each other's lives, and
we answer questions.
Yeah, we have questions and answers for, you know, people who want to know a bit more or talk about certain things that's on their hearts and stuff. And I feel like that's quite unique, because when we are ready to take that next step and move into a building where we're renting for a specific amount of time, you know, it will be right. We need to quickly set up. We need to quickly pack down. We need to make sure this place is in order, and service will have a cut-off point, and some of those areas may now need to be like, we need a WhatsApp, or we need a to address the,
or we all need to,
you know what I mean?
drive
or
home
we
and
need to,
continue the fellowship,
And I was just going to say again, just quickly, is that we are seeing some blessings we're having, even just like where we, you know, the surroundings. We've seen like people reconnect who have been living amongst each other for 15-20 years and have never really spoken to each other's houses and have a kind of relationship that we have with our neighbor, that now they're free to just like, hey, you know, I could do and, or, you know,
living as a community.
Living as a community, going to check. In this lockdown, we've had neighbours going to check on those the ones that come to our fellowship normally, who have gone to take dinners to each other. Oh, I just checked on so and so. Oh, I just checked on da da da. And prior to us starting the Light community, they never really spoke. They just kept themselves to themselves. And it's a shame, because actually a lot of them know each other for those 15-20 years and used to be really close. But somewhere down the line, it's just kind of, you know, and we've seen a coming together of the community.
That's beautiful.
And so I just feel like, God is actually doing something
very unique
from this house.
Very,
from this house.
Very,
you know what I mean when I say that.
And it excites me. And we're going to probably talk about that a lot more tomorrow, God willing. What excites me is that, see, if God calls you, you see, you are not, you don't have anything to offer unless God has something in store for you. When He calls you, He has people in mind that He has called you to.
Yeah.
And the way I know that is that the people God has brought to our path and the people we reach, it is very interesting. Teenagers, young people, older people, and most of those people have never had an encounter with church before.
Yeah.
People from different religions.
Yeah. And
so it blesses my heart. I'm like, if the church plant was made for just those people, that's fine. If the church plant, baby, come back here. Oh, yeah, no, it's fine. We're just gonna finish it, then should be fine. If the church plant was done just for these people, baby, I'm sorry. We'll be thankful to God. And so we'll just end on this note, and tomorrow, hopefully, we'll continue on the people God has brought our way. And one of the things that we always say as a church, we want to be our mantra, that we are not here to count people. We are here to make the people count. We are not.
We don't count the numbers.
We are not.
The numbers
Sorry.
Count.
Thank you. That's what my wife is here to correct me. We are not here to count the numbers. We are here to make the numbers count. We are our business. We don't have a problem with large crowds or small crowds, but no matter what we do, we make the numbers count. We are going to love people. We are going to serve people. We are going to reach out people, and whether 2 or 3, whether 100 or 200 or 1,000, we give the same love. So we don't despise. I used to say, "Oh, we are a small church." I'll never say that again, because that is despising what God is doing, because we are all obsessed about numbers.
Yeah.
But I see the souls, the lives represented here, and I see the potential of what God is doing in their lives, and I think this is a huge mission.
Yeah.
This is a huge mission, and I'm thankful. I'm thankful for that. So, thank you guys for your time. We're just going to end here, and God willing, tomorrow we're going to continue again and bring you our part 3 before our Sunday service. So thank you for being with me, honey, one more time. And
thanks for having me.
Thank you, Zina Ray. So my wife and her mini-me decided to bless me, so I am so blessed. So thank you guys for your time, and we will come your way again tomorrow. Bye bye.